In a peaceful, magical village surrounded by green forests and gentle streams, lived a kind-hearted girl named Monica. To everyone who knew her, Monica seemed to sparkle with joy, and yet, deep down, she carried a heaviness that no one could see. This weight, a small cloud of worry and self-doubt, seemed to follow her everywhere. She often wondered why she couldn't feel truly happy even when everything around her seemed perfect. Every morning, Monica would go to the river, hoping that its flowing waters would help her wash away the worries she couldn't explain. She'd sit for hours, watching the leaves float by, listening to birds sing, and feeling the cool breeze against her face. Yet her heart remained burdened by invisible threads that tied her to her doubts and fears. She didn't know how to let go, and the more she tried, the more tightly her worries seemed to cling to her. One day, as she sat by the river, lost in thought, Monica noticed an old woman quietly observing her from a distance. The woman's eyes were kind and filled with wisdom, and something about her presence felt warm and reassuring. As if she'd known Monica's troubles all along, the old woman gently approached her.
"Child,"
the old woman began, her voice soft and full of understanding.
"I can see that something weighs on you."
Monica looked up, a bit surprised but somehow comforted by the stranger's calm words.
"I have these worries,"
she admitted.
"These thoughts that follow me. I try to make them go away, but they always stay, like shadows that never leave."
The old woman nodded knowingly.
"Sometimes, the harder we try to push away our worries, the more they cling to us. Let me show you something."
With a gentle smile, she beckoned Monica to follow her, leading her through a small path into a grove of ancient, towering trees. The trees stood majestically, their thick trunks lined with deep grooves and scars from years of weathering storms. Some had broken branches and cracked bark, and some roots twisted around rocks buried deep in the earth. Yet each tree stood tall, strong, and alive, reaching toward the sky as if every scar was part of its story.
"Look at these trees,"
the woman said, gesturing to the towering figures around them.
"They have faced storms, harsh winds, and scorching summers. They've lost branches, have scars and marks, and yet they are still here, still growing. They hold no bitterness, no anger. They simply let go of what they no longer need, and they keep reaching for the sky."
Monica gazed at the trees in awe. She had never thought of them as being anything other than what they were, strong and rooted. But now, looking closer, she saw each tree's imperfections, every bend and scar telling a tale of resilience.
"How do they let go so easily?"
she whispered, almost to herself. The old woman smiled.
"The trees don't try to force anything. They let nature take its course. When a branch is too heavy, it falls. When a storm hits, they bend without breaking. We, too, can learn to let go without force, but through understanding and acceptance."
Every day, Monica returned to the grove to listen and learn from the wise woman. She taught Monica small lessons about life and kindness, encouraging her to be gentle with herself. Slowly, Monica began to notice a change within her. She no longer felt the need to fight her negative thoughts. Instead, she learned to observe them, letting them come and go without giving them too much power. One day, as they sat beneath the trees, the woman handed Monica a small stone.
"Hold this stone tightly,"
she said. Monica did as she was told, clenching the stone in her fist.
"Now,
the woman continued.
try to let go."
Monica tried, but her hand remained tightly closed around the stone.
"It's hard,"
she said, frowning. The old woman nodded.
"That's because you're holding on too tightly. Now, instead of trying to force it, simply relax your hand and let it open naturally."
Monica took a deep breath and slowly loosened her grip. The stone slipped from her hand and fell softly to the ground. She looked up, her eyes filled with understanding.
"That's how letting go works,"
the woman said, smiling.
"When we hold on to things too tightly, we feel trapped. But if we allow ourselves to release gently, the weight falls away on its own."
From that day on, Monica began practicing the art of letting go. She would sit by the river, watching her worries drift by like leaves floating on the water. With each breath, she learned to let her thoughts come and go, allowing them to pass without holding on. Months later, Monica had become a source of inspiration in her village. She smiled more, laughed more, and her heart felt lighter than ever before. People came to her, curious about her newfound peace, and she shared what she had learned, that true freedom comes from letting go, not from clinging tightly to our fears. Her heart was free, not because she no longer had worries, but because she had learned to release them, like petals blown gently away by the wind. Life lessons. 1. Understand and accept your thoughts. Instead of fighting or ignoring negative thoughts, try to understand where they come from. By observing them with compassion, you can learn to let them pass without taking them to heart. 2. Be gentle with yourself. Just like a tree grows slowly and lets go of its branches naturally, you too can grow and let go of worries at your own pace. Healing isn't rushed, it takes time and patience. 3. Release, don't resist. Trying to forcefully rid yourself of negativity only makes it stick more. Like the river's gentle flow, let your worries and doubts drift away by observing them and releasing them calmly. 4. Embrace your scars and imperfections. Just as the trees carry their scars proudly, remember that your experiences, both good and bad, shape who you are. Embrace them, learn from them, and move forward. 5. Seek wisdom from those who have walked the path. The wise woman's guidance helped Alina see things in a new way. Remember, it's okay to seek help and learn from those who have wisdom to share. You don't have to journey alone. Thank you for watching Monica's story of letting go. If her journey inspired you, remember that peace and freedom start from within. Every day is a new chance to release what holds you back. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one. Together, let's create a world filled with kindness, positivity, and peace. See you in the next video.